Rosario centers on a Wall Street stockbroker named Rosario Fuentes, played by Emeraude Toubia. She gets a call, and it's a call that she actually ignored for most of the day. But when her day is over, she gets a call from the apartment landlord or super. The super is played by Paul Ben Victor. If you don't know the name, you know the face. Great character actor. He calls her and saying, basically, Rosario's grandmother has passed away. Rosario, who actually has a very beautiful place in Manhattan, I'm assuming Manhattan, and she works in Manhattan. She has to go all the way far, really far via train to go to her grandmother's ramshackle apartment, okay, in Brooklyn. And what happens is when she goes to her grandmother's apartment in Brooklyn, she has to stay with the grandmother's corpse for most of the narrative. So it's basically Rosario Fuentes with her dead grandmother in the grandmother's Brooklyn apartment, and what happens is Rosario quote uncovers a horrifying secret, a hidden chamber filled with occult artifacts tied to dark generational rituals. Rosario
I'm
quote
glad I did not watch this.
Oh,
That
Rosario.
that, that this sounds like a bunch of recurring nightmares I have.
Oh no, come on, Eric Holmes. You're never scared
What?
about this stuff. What?
No, just like the recurring nightmare I have is like being in a house and then
Yes.
finding a room where my grandma's at and she's dead. And I just got to stay there with her in this house that I don't quite recognize.
Are you joking? Because that's funny. If is that true?
No,
That's true.
truly, that's a
Oh my
recurring
God.
nightmare I have. So everything you're
Oh,
describing, I'm like,
oh no.
I'm not watching this movie.
Oh my gosh. Oh, look, maybe the fate stepped in. Eric Holmes within last week. There might have been a reason why you did not see Rosario rather than the obvious reason. There's some supernatural forces at work. Who knows? Out there. I know you don't believe in ghosts, but maybe there's something supernatural that made you not see Rosario.
I think it's more the setup that you brought up that creeps me out.
It
Supernatural,
it
but
is.
yeah.
Look, it is a Brooklyn apartment. She finds a chamber. There's occult artifacts, and
Ay.
Rosario goes into it. And as she learns about the artifacts, she realizes how her grandmother was possibly involved with. I don't even know. Was it the occult or the supernatural beings? Because actually, at the beginning of Rosario, there's a flashback to Brooklyn, 1999, where Rosario I think she has a celebration for her confession, her first, not confession, first communion, or either, yeah, first communion celebration in Brooklyn, 1999. And you see her mother and her father, they're celebrating the communion, but Rosario's grandmother, she's off into the side, into another room, and you could see the sort of the inklings of the grandmother might be really into stuff that's not really part of the Catholic or Christian religion. There is something weird going on with grandma. And during those years, Rosario, you get to realize, without giving too much away, Rosario and her grandmother were a little bit estranged. The movie also, Rosario also co stars David Dastmalchian. We all know David Dastmalchian from, Eric, help me. David Dastmalchian from what movies? What was that?
The Boogeyman, The
Okay,
Dark Knight,
good. And the
Late Night
show,
with the Devil.
yeah, Late Night with, so he's in
Uh,
this movie.
Anderson hangs out with them.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Born Act players, I think.
Okay, so that's very cool that
I
Anderson
think that
Cowan.
was it.
Yeah, Anderson Cowan. Yeah,
He ran into him
a
with
couple
something. I
times.
can't remember
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
was.
No, you're correct, Eric Holmes. That is
But
David
yeah,
Smachin.
he's one of those guys that's like in everything. Like if you probably know his name now, but before he was like one of those that guys. Oh, he's playing that creepy guy in this thing.
Okay, so it is.
Dune. He was in the Dune movies.
Okay, very good, Eric Holmes. So that's Rosario. By the way, David Dasmalchian, he plays the next door neighbor of the grandmother. He has a pretty interesting role in Rosario as well. It's directed by Felipe Vargas. It's his first debut feature as a director. Really enjoying this movie in theaters again, May 2nd. The reason to see Rosario is to actually witness the really solid performance, really interesting performance by Emeraude Toubia as Rosario Fuentes. A lot of the movie is basically her in that room, in that apartment with the grandmother's corpse, and you see a lot of the special effects unfurl. A lot, and what's cool is I'm not really an expert on CGI and physical. What is it? What is it? The special effects that's not CGI. It's just very natural effects. Eric
Physical
Holmes, yeah,
practical effects.
practical. Thank you, Eric Holmes. Practical effects. I'm assuming there's a lot of practical effects in Rosario. The creature feature stuff in this movie is really well done. Also, I will say this: did not see this movie in theaters. This Rosario might be worth watching in theaters because, along with the creature feature element, the practical effects, like Eric Holmes mentioned, there is the actual apartment itself is the lighting is via candlelight, and I don't know how Felipe Vargas and his DP, how they actually were able to make a really dark movie, but you can see everything pretty well. Really well done for Rosario. Really liked all those elements. Solid drama, great performance from Emeraude Toubia as Rosario Fuentes. And I really like the theme of just the importance of keeping your heritage, especially in this family, this generational trauma, as well as the cultural heritage involved in Rosario. Really well done film. I'm giving Rosario 4 stars, again, in theaters nationwide May 2nd. And Eric Holmes will probably never watch it because he has recurring nightmares, again, regarding his grandmother. Wow. This is,
I'll watch it.
oh, wow.
It's a
Okay.
family show.
It's a family show. All right. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.